waste your time watching the fight.
Yeah, nice wedding on Saturday. Congratulations to Mike and Allie.
That's beautiful.
It was a full Vanguard wedding. Connor Thomas, welcome back, by the way.
Already? Dude, are you serious? I didn't want to go in for 4 hours because he didn't talk to us for weeks. This guy thinks he can just stroll back in here and get a good morning at 6:01.
I know, but it was a full Vanguard wedding, and I figured maybe
he doesn't work for Vanguard.
I figured maybe they know
He
Chase.
works for the afternoon show.
No, he's with us.
That's Unfiltered with Ricky Bowe and Bill Colarulo
yes,
and Savannah
that starts
Keller.
today.
Welcome back, Connor. Connor, I was going to go silent treatment.
I know, you're giving him the old, he hits his first home run and nobody greets him.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it was a great day on Saturday, so I didn't get to see any of Saturday. I did see the 15, shortened game on my MLB app. I'm going to say this team isn't worth me raising my voice about. I think Rob Thompson maybe has it right all along. Maybe he has it right all along. Maybe his dull, lifeless, energyless, Eeyore from the Winnie the Pooh novels.
Yeah.
Maybe he has it right because a team reflects its manager, its leadership. I said it to you last week that all 4-game losing streaks are not the same. I saw something, and it's proven true. This team, it was a harbinger. This team is something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it. And they continue to show that there's something wrong with it.
Now, again, what is something wrong? Is it plummeting out of the playoffs? Because on the Friday, you and and Brendan Gunn got on the record that we still believed that they were a playoff team as of June 6th.
I still want to believe that, but I think I don't care about talking about that on June 9th, honestly. I care about talking about what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing about is one of the highest payroll teams in baseball playing like absolute crap, which is unacceptable. When the ownership has invested in the team. And yes, could they have done more in the offseason? Sure.
Yeah.
But they've invested in this team. When guys are allowed to do what they want to do because they're not told what to do. When Bryce Harper gets hit on the elbow, Bryce Harper doesn't want to go on the injured list, so he doesn't. So they play shorthanded for a week. And then we find out that his wrist has been injured, and he's been feeling that his wrist has been hurting him since May of 2024.
Yeah, that's concerning.
And he's been playing with it, and that maybe now we understand why this year we've been wondering, wow, this doesn't look like Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because he's been playing injured all year long, but he's just allowed to. And last offseason, Bryce Harper just wanted to give it rest because he wanted to. So he's just allowed to. So now we're where we are. We're where we are. It is, again, the inmates running the asylum, a manager who I heard yesterday, I fired up the grill. I come in and Ricky Bowe was on the television with Michael Barkan. And Christina goes, hey, guess what? Rob says there's going to be changes.
Yeah, I heard that.
I said, that's great. You know what Rob Thompson is? The fire in the building has gone to 3 alarms, and Rob Thompson has finally decided to go to see if he can grab a bucket of water. He finally has been moved enough to go, yeah, I think we're going to need to make some changes. We're going to have to finally do something. Yeah, maybe we'll do something here. They're lifeless, they're energyless, and they aren't giving the fans an honest effort. And I hate using the word effort. They're not giving the fans of this town.
There are more fans that made the effort driving to Pittsburgh than the players on the actual field this weekend, where you get swept by the Pirates. And look, I want the audience to chime in on this because last week when we did it was just like a sort of in-passing segment. It was in the 8 o'clock hour. You, me, and Gunner all got on the record. Do we believe this team's still a playoff team? We all said yes.
Sure.
When I then did the follow-up question of are they good enough to win the World Series, we all said no. And I feel like we've kind of been saying that since the season started, that the lineup
as currently constituted.
Yeah, right, because you still have the trade deadline. But it's a shame that they went into this season with that mindset that maybe come deadline time will improve instead of just using this past offseason or last year's trade deadline or the previous offseason to try to improve instead of tripling down on certain areas like your center field issues. bringing in another left-handed bat, Max Kepler, who hasn't been relevant in 6 years, getting older in a lot of positions, having guys that just slap singles all over the field. They could have improved on that multiple different times, and yet here we are now relying on another trade deadline in a month and a half. But I want the people to chime in and give their answer. Get on the record today on this Monday, June the 9th. Do you believe the Phillies are making the playoffs? If so, we can talk about it. If not, I want you to explain why, and I will have a follow-up question for later on this hour about the trade deadline. Because if people think right now they're not going to make the playoffs, what's the point?
I can tell you right now, I'm not investing in this bunch. I'm absolutely out on mortgaging top prospects to try to improve this crew. Absolutely not. You mean to tell me what other giant payroll team, Yankees, Dodgers, Mets, are going, we're going to go mortgage our future and our top prospects to go fix this, fix that, fix that? No, absolutely not. This team is not worth doing that. It's not worth going into purgatory for a 4 or 5 year period because you put all your chips in the middle of the table. For this crew, for what we've watched, the last year of baseball we've watched.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, remember I brought it up at one point in April, right? Since June,
Sure.
They were playing 500 baseball. Now, of course, they then got hot in May, and it was a fun month. And then
they still are, though.
Toward the end of May, and now so far through June, it's not been fun. So we'll react to this series, and we'll react to a lot of baseball and Phillies. But I just want to say this now: keep a close eye on these next 3 games against the Cubs. You're back home, and you just got swept by the Pirates. To me, tonight and these next 3 games against the Cubs, I am keeping a close eye on how they respond. Because when they had their loss to the Braves and then get swept by the Brewers, remember, they bounced back game 1 against the Blue Jays, the 6-run spot in the first inning, and everything looked great. And then they lose the next 2. And you're going, all right, they're in a bit of a rough patch. Here is the Pirates series to get right? Have a couple of good wins. Skeens, that's going to be a tough outing. We know that's going to be a tough game. But games 1 and 2 against this Pirates team, against Bailey freaking Falter, maybe the offense comes to life a little bit, regardless of Bryce Harper being in the lineup or not. The Pirates are that bad, right? The Brewers are a better team than the Pirates. The Pirates suck. So this should be the series where you take 2 of 3, and hopefully you can get right. They got swept, John.
Well, I heard it last week, though.
Swept.
I heard it last week at Toronto. Well, they're playing Toronto, but, they're without Harper. Are you freaking kidding me? Take Harper off the Phillies. They're still better than Toronto. They're better than the AAA Pirates. AAA at best.
Yeah.
And
they
people
got swept.
We're without Harper.
No, did anyone say the Harper
Yes.
excuse for? Okay.
Yes. How
then
about
that's don't say that.
I heard it on the Phillies postgame show. Without Harper. Remember, without Harper.
Look, I get
Are
it.
you freaking kidding me?
You know what? I said it last week.
Playing a AAA team.
But when it's the Pirates, you don't
even mention it.
You don't do that.
Don't mention it.
So this upcoming series of the Cubs, a playoff team in your building, where you're more comfortable. Man, I'm going to learn a lot with how they respond.
And
we're going to learn a lot. All right, coming up next, this series, perfect display of shortcomings with this baseball team. We'll go through some of those next. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Mike Missanelli.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for checking out the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Thanks for watching our videos. We'd ask you to like and subscribe and check out everything we've got going on at the station. We love having you a part of the family.